welcome back.
It's Coach's Perspective, episode 2.
Yes! Thank you for joining us. We're really excited that y'all are joining us for video 2.
And I'm Coach T.
And I'm Coach Katie. So right now we're going to try and do our episodes bi-weekly unless...
You want more content.
Just let us know and we'll kind of go from there. One cool thing that we are going to try and do this week, you'll have to stick around to the end of the video to find out.
In our last episode, we talked a lot about COVID-19 and how it's affected All-Star Cheer. And this week's episode will begin with an update.
Yes. So as of right now, a few states are able to open up, which is fantastic. And yes, we know that there are parameters around it, which kind of stinks. However, kids are getting in the gym and we love it. We love seeing all those faces.
Some states are opening up and allowing practices. Some states are allowing athletes to come in and work on skills. Some states are still under quarantine. So Please check your local area to find out what the status is for your gym.
Yes, please. One cool thing that we have noticed is that a lot of gyms are doing a ton of virtual classes, y'all. And one thing that I would love some of our kids here locally and even kids in other states is please go and check out their videos, because they might have some awesome tips and tricks that they have thought about that maybe, you know, your home gym hasn't thought about. And two, it supports them right now and gives them some positive feedback, because there are states that aren't opening for a while too.
And the social distancing rules may limit what you can do, even if you're able to go back into your own gym. So those resources from other gyms will give you activities that you can do while you're at home or even in your own gym.
Yes, because we might not be doing online classes anymore. However, other people might, and you can still, you know, use everybody's resources.
Skittles.
They're life. Oh, I missed my whole mouth.
I thought you broke a tooth or something. Like, all I heard was a clicking.
That's how you know you're a Skittle addict, y'all.
Dear Santa, for Christmas I need veneers.
No, dear Santa, for Christmas I need 9 of these. Doesn't matter what color. Well, yes it does. That's a lie. Only the purple and red.
I don't care.
Maybe the blue. Occasionally the blue.
Hey guys, it's tryout season.
Yes!
Yes, and I know that some of you are really excited about tryouts, but across the country, tryouts are taking a whole new format. So there's some gyms that have had to push back their tryouts because of COVID-19, but they're now allowed to start participating in tryouts and forming those teams for the 2021 season. But there are different formats that they're using, and we're going to discuss the 3 main formats that gyms are using for tryouts this coming season, and also our coach's perspective on each one of these.
Yeah. Okay, so like Coach T said, there are 3 main ones that pretty much every gym is going to use. The first one is going to be the traditional in-person tryout. The second is going to be a video tryout, and the third is going to be a video like meeting tryout, so like your Zoom or your FaceTime. So the very first one we want to discuss is going to be our traditional in-person tryout. So that is going to be coaches in front of you, they have their clipboard, they ask you to do specific skills, you kind of tell them what level tumbling you're at, so they can kind of mark off that way.
The second format that gyms are using are video tryouts. So materials prepared for athletes to learn at home, and whatever facility they have access to, they are allowed to make videos of the required skills that they need for that particular level for that program.
Yep. And the last one is kind of new this year. It's going to be your video conference tryout, and it will be a coach is on your laptop or your phone, and they are asking you specific things to do that you were able to do at home, which kind of is new and a little different. Could work out really well though.
All right, so our perspective on the first one, the traditional tryout, I've got to say it's my favorite.
Yes.
The traditional tryout from the coach's side, it gives me a chance to not only see your skills, but also see your personality and see how well you would fit into our program and to the individual teams that I'm thinking about possibly placing you on. That gives me an opportunity to also evaluate the skills that you have and compare those skills to other athletes in real time. So I see you perform a skill and a skill set, and I'm also seeing other athletes, either your same age or same skill level, performing those same skills, and now I'm able to go, okay, these people need to be together, or no, they don't need to be together.
And it also gives us a chance to see how you are interacting with other athletes,
Right.
which, like we've talked about before, is huge. Being on a team, it's not an individual sport, and if you're not getting along with or meshing well with some of the athletes that we originally thought you were going to be together with, then we would need to do some rearranging kind of there. The second one that we're going to talk about is the video send-in. So with this, your gym that you're going will say, hey, this is kind of what we need to see. And it's a little different this year with everything going on. So a lot of the videos that people are sending in are going to be tumbling and stunting from your previous season. So like stuff that you've videoed during practice, or maybe competitions, or in class, and all that sort of thing. So I like the video tryouts because it's simple and it keeps you to a limited time. So most video tryouts are a minute, if that.
1 or 2, yeah.
1 or 2 minutes. But the downfall is I don't get to see any of your personality in the video.
A good thing about the video tryout is it gives the athlete a chance to show off the best version of their skill. So if I'm competing a particular skill, I can video it until it looks the way I want it to look when I'm compiling this video that I'm going to send in for the video tryout. And it also gives the athlete enough time to pull together a body of skills that represents them well. However, it doesn't give the coach a real idea of how well you do that skill multiple times or in real time. For example, on that video, you may be sending in your best version of the skill, but it took you 10 times to do it. And the coach is only going to be able to see that video of you doing the skill once. But there's not a ticker counter on that skill that tells me how many times it took you to get that skill. Whereas if you were trying out in person, I could see, okay, Susie's in the corner and she's shimmying and she's trying to get herself together, and it takes her 3 tries to get the skill over that she wants to accomplish. Whereas on a video, I don't know how many times it took you to do that skill. So from the coach's side, the video tryout gives me an idea of what you're going to be able to do, but at a certain point, I'm still gonna want to see you do these skills in person before I actually finalize that placement for the child.
Right. And another cool thing I think that people do with the video tryouts is if you're going to a new gym, guess what the new gym is going to do? They're probably going to call the old gym to see what kind of athlete you are, how you interact with, other athletes, how you're interacting with the coaches, what were you like as a team member. So that's kind of a cool side of that. You get to semi-interview. It's almost like an interview setup, which I think is nifty.
Yeah. Our third tryout format is kind of a new innovation. It is the Zoom or virtual tryout. And so the coaches are viewing an athlete performing the skill to the best of their ability in their own home or near their home or at a facility where they're able to perform the skills. The good thing about this is it mimics the in-person tryout because the coach and the athlete are able to interact. However, one of the big cons to this is you may not be able to perform everything you need to perform because of the restrictions of the place that you're doing the tryout in. I mean, if you're trying out in your living room, you're not going to be able to show a running tumbling pass in your living room.
No.
But if you were in a gym or outside or something, you may be able to perform a skill there. However, that's still not the same as performing it in the gym on the floor.
Yep. So, I mean, I like it. I think it's a cool thing, and it allows you to get to know the athlete. You can kind of interact a little more. But it is one of those things that you are limited on it. Very much so. Okay, so that's kind of our opinion on tryouts right now. So let us know what y'all think down below. As Tristan talks, I'm gonna fix this poodle hair I got going on.
Yes, so unfortunately she has poodle hair and I don't have to worry about that.
You're just jealous because I have hair.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right.
You know. I'll just attach it to you.
Don't hate me because you hate me.
It is true. But if y'all missed Tristan's flashback on his senior pictures, here it is. Right here. In all his glory and hair. It's so great.
High school heartthrob right there.
Yeah. Okay, y'all. Thanks for watching. We love it, but we're not done yet. So stick around for a few more minutes. It is night here. Sometimes we enjoy filming outside.
And the lighting is on point.
Yes! Like a pencil. You know. But, so a few of the things that we have left to talk about. Let's talk about some of our tricks for our athletes to stay mentally healthy right now. We're not going to get too far in depth because that's going to be, hint, hint, our next episode. Yeah.
So the first tip I want to give is to not be too hard on yourself during this time. As athletes are transitioning back to activity, give yourself a good pace to resume activity. You can't just think that, we turned off time and then we turned it back on and you can jump right back into where you left off. Build yourself up rather, one step at a time.
Yes. One of my biggest tips that I could tell you is get outside. Like, even if it's for 5 minutes and you're on a balcony, go outside, get fresh air. Don't stay in your room, don't stay in the house. Obviously you need to be safe when you're doing it, but 5 minutes of sun can do absolutely wonders for you, or just fresh air. I know that through all of this, I've taken up hiking. I go every weekend and I hike an insane amount of miles, but being outside is one of the best things you can do for yourself.
Also, have real interactions with people. I know a lot of people use social media and they FaceTime with people, or they may give somebody a phone call, but find a way to interact with people. Even if your state is still requiring you to social distance, you could still social distance and still be around people and have a conversation or see a familiar face. Just make sure you're doing those things safely and following your local protocols.
Yes. And my last tip that I have is that stay in contact with your friends, okay? So don't break some of those traditions. One thing that helped us get through it is no matter what, we would get wings on Tuesday. Whether it was together or separately, and then we would call and FaceTime each other so that we were still having wings together even though we weren't really together. So make sure you're still doing some of the things that you would normally do with your friends, but maybe it's, hey, let's watch a Netflix movie, hit play now. Which is always fun when we were kids. We didn't have Netflix. We had like VHS tapes, but it still works, y'all. And then you can watch movies together. I mean, get creative.
Have fun.
Yes. Okay, so our awesome announcement that we have.
We have an Instagram page.
Yeah! So we've linked it down below. Make sure you follow us, okay? It's going to be kind of a random page about us, about different coaches' tips, about questions, answers. But with that being said,
we are going to be taking questions for our question and answer day for one of our future episodes from our Instagram page. So please follow us on Instagram. And when you see our story, when we ask for questions that you may want to have us answer on our next or future episode, answer.
Yeah. That was a big mosquito.
Big. Almost died.
But we'll post it in a story about ask us a question, or you can leave a comment or something funny that's appropriate. We will be fielding them as they come through. You can also message us your questions as well. We actually really like doing Q&As. Even if it's just random things to get to know us, because the more you know us, the more you're gonna watch us. So.
And with that being said, this is the end of our episode.
Bye, y'all. Don't
Bye,
forget
guys.
to like and subscribe.
And share it.
Yes, please do that too. Bye.
Bye.
Also, for those of you wondering, we updated the sound.
Yes.
Hope you're excited because it sounds a lot better. Also, it's known as the rat because when you see this thing,
It looks like a rat.
it legit looks like a rat.